Hey guys, it's Jasmine, your brow expert and your brow model. How long does it take to do your eyebrows? Does it take a while? Or are you still trying to learn? You're not quite sure if you're doing it right. Today is going back to the basics. If you guys want to just even learn what should I use, powder, pencil, what is the best product for me? Well, I often tell my clients, which by the way, I still do eyebrows at the Anastasia Beverly Hills Salon. I've been doing eyebrows for 20 years and counting. So I have seen every type of brow you can imagine. So how do you get started? What should I use? I liked this pencil. It's called the Perfect Pencil. It's perfect because it's soft, but this particular pencil, when you use it, it gives more of that kind of powdery, soft look. This one, I just put a little bit of concealer so that way I can kind of start off from the basic, right? Start new. Okay, so most of us have some hair right up in the front, right? Or you've drawn in your eyebrows and you think it's okay, but it can be better. How do you get started? Well, you get started by just putting on the color on your eyebrows, right? The one tip I do have is when you start putting on the pencil or powder, whatever brow product you start putting on your eyebrows, you want to maybe not do the area that you see the most of. So what do I mean by that? When you look at your eyebrows, you already see where you have most of your hair. Try not to go right on that hair that you first see, because remember, when you're putting on the eyebrow color, whether it's a pencil or a powder, that first application is always going to be just a little darker because you're applying the color initially where it lands. That tends to be a little bit heavier. Also, when you're putting on the color right over your eyebrows, that hair will make the color look darker as opposed to putting on color on an area where you don't have as much hair, like myself, and so the skin doesn't look as dark as the area where it's hair and skin. I'm using a dark color granite, partly so that you guys can see the transition, you guys can see the before and after. The other part is that I want you guys to know that whatever you use, even if it's a dark color, some of it has to do with the application. How hard are you pressing on the skin? What direction are you going, and where are you first applying? That also matters. So obviously you want a color that matches closest to your hair, but you also want to make sure you don't apply that much pressure. What you probably typically do is what I'm doing now, right? You're just putting eyebrow color on your eyebrow hair, especially in the area that you already see, because it's so much easier that way. Well, go ahead and do that. But if you closely look at my skin, you notice that I'm not really pushing that hard. My skin is moving back and forth, right? If you do that, you're really applying way too much pressure on the skin. A little bit might move, that's okay. But these pencils are so good. They have so much pigment to it that you don't need to press that hard. Okay, so as I'm applying the color, I'm just going back and forth this way. Well, actually in one direction, like 1, 2, like this way. You don't want to go this back and forth because then it's just going to be too dark, too heavy, right? So once I can start seeing the color come alive on the eyebrows, that's when I can just kind of move the pencil towards the end of the eyebrow. So for all you beginners or the ones that are really just having a hard time drawing your eyebrows, notice how I'm just holding the pencil this way. So many times we usually start just doing this, where the pencil is just like as if you're poking yourself. Lay it down this way and just kind of go over in that direction. Best place to get the eyebrows a little fuller is up in the front and in the middle of the eyebrow. So that's when you move the pencil. Now you can hold it this way because you're just adding a little bit of color now. You're not really just brushing on, if you will, just the color on the eyebrows. Now you're just getting it isolating in those particular areas. Again, I'm just applying very light pressure. The best part about these new pencils, or should I say pencils in general, are these spoolie brushes. Because if you just press a little too hard, and that's when you just turn it over and you just comb it. Comb the hair, and it really just lightens everything up, spills the color through. So as I've mentioned, if I do the front, now You wonder how far do you go in here? Always know that it's the pinch of the nose. And when I say pinch, I mean that little cradle area right there. The pinch of the nose, and it goes straight up and down. Now, you may not want the eyebrows to go that far in. That's typically how you're supposed to have your eyebrows closing in. It just adds that bit of a balance to the face. You can just use that as a guide and move a little bit more to closer to the eye. So I usually tell people, again, just put that little color on there. Just get it on there, right? And then you can go, okay, I want a little bit up higher here. I want a little bit lower here. And this is a very key area. Do not neglect this part from here to here, because we tend to do this and then it just gets rounded, round, and then you just get this opening here. That is not where your arch is. Your arches are always at the corner of the eye. Again, the pinch, if you go right at the iris, see up there, that is your arch, not here and not below. So this is where it can get a little technical. You can get more into shaping your eyebrows with the pencil, or you can just still go back to basics and just get the color on there, and you know how high to go, how low to go. Like the ends can get thick. It can get dark, and that's okay, but it can also get too thick. And you want that sharp end. You want to use that spoolie brush to just comb the ends, or you can use your pinky and just go over it right at the edge. You notice how sharp it's already getting. Please let me know if this tip helps. Going back to the basics, right? Just as simple as just laying the pencil over your eyebrows and build it. Or if you feel like you need to, make it a little fuller, wider, and that's it. Don't need to spend that much time, and always use that spoolie brush, because this is your best friend, right? Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for subscribing. And please do so if you're not already, so you can always get my tips. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys right back here. Thank you. Bye.